This is Action Jack.
I'm Burgermeister.
We are in Imperial County, which is just east of San Diego, and this is called the Plank Road Historical Site. You remember the years that this was going on, Bergie?
Well, it only lasted for like 10 years, and that tire was at every turnout that they had along the road. But they made that road because you couldn't drive from San Diego to Yuma without getting stuck in literally these sand dunes that they had here. And so they came up with this ingenious idea of laying down planks. And it was only one lane. So periodically they had a turnout, and that's what that tire thing was, the sign of you can turn out here so that oncoming traffic could go past. But it's amazing they laid that on the road, and they had to regularly clean it because the sand just blew over it anyway. And this went from San Diego to Yuma. And this is the residuals, and this is kind of the historical site showing this.
So these are the largest sand dunes in all of North America.
Yes.
And they go on
And
forever.
look at this, and look at the road. And by the way, they tied that wood together with all those metal strips and everything. Now we have the 8 freeway that zips along. But what a amazing thing. And horses would drag this stuff and put it in place and stuff. Oh, it had to have been murderous to
So
build this.
our friends that love to do off-road racing, this is the place to go. And it goes on for miles and miles and miles. So it's really quite beautiful. Now, these little barriers around there, this is so people won't put their off-road racers here.
It's historical. You're not supposed to ride on it. That's why it's got the markers around it.
So in the early 1900s, when the horseless carriage, the car was taking off, they were wanting to have interstate highways and freeways. So they experimented with the fastest way of doing it, and that was with these plank roads.
Yeah, because you had to go through the desert.
And this is the largest desert, I already said, of sand dunes in all of North America. And they're shifting constantly, so it would go over the plank roads. Now, they had another type of way of riding a vehicle in the sand, and that was with what was called corduroy roads. And that goes back thousands of years. So the Romans would do this, the Germans did it in the olden days, all of Europe. And that's when they would have these logs and just put them out here. This was more of a refined way and get a smoother road with the plank road than the corduroy.
Interesting that it was thousands of years old. I know they did them in the 1800s around the country.
Yes, all over the
muddy
country.
places to be able to get the horse and buggy across them.
Yeah, all over the world. So it's quite interesting. So if you're on the 8 freeway in the United States and going from San Diego to Yuma, this is a great way to pull over. So just before you get to Yuma, you'll see this. That's probably an hour before, but it's
Oh, I see myself.
yes, it's quite interesting. You remember there was a great race too that took place, and that was
The guy Fletcher who originally built this. His name was something Fletcher. I forgot his first name. And he in San Diego, Fletcher Parkway is named after him, and something else. Oh, Fletcher Hills, the neighborhood in El Cajon.
where we used to live, a beautiful
Yes.
area.
Yes, that was named after him. And he was the one who came up with the idea for doing these plank roads to get people from San Diego to Yuma and back. They wanted to make it more of a interstate so that people would come to San Diego. Didn't quite work out that way. LA took the trains, LA took the center of everything, but they gave it a try.
So LA was farther away from Yuma, but so it'd be faster to go from San Diego, and the race was to see who would be the mecca for cars in Southern California. San Diego won, but ended up really losing it in the long run because more people moved to Los Angeles than they did
It's
here.
much more central.
Right in the background there, by the way, you'll see
yeah,
a
that-
wall. That is the wall for Mexico.
Mexico.
Right, so it's just a mile over there. That's not the big Trump wall, but that's one just before that.
Yeah, that one's been there a little while. Need to upgrade it a bit. It's getting to look rather old.
So when you go there, look at these huge, giant nails there. And they're all over the place. I would have liked to take one, but I think it would have been dishonest.
And just what do you want to do with that?
I don't know, just look at it and put it in the
There you
house
go.
somewhere.
You're doing that here. And it looks good right there where it's at. But they keep it up pretty good here, and that's amazing. And I think more people, well, I think a lot of people see it. I think that if you go to YouTube, there's quite a few people have gone here and walked up and down it and done videos on it. But it's really an amazing site. And here's the official, what do you call it, historical marker.
Yeah, you
It
can.
explains the history and everything of it. Sorry about the glare.
Yeah, so that's from 1914 to 1927.
Yes.
So that was a long time that they have. And then here's more of the information about the plank roads, and now you see there they have the dune buggies.
Yeah.
Look at that through 74 they brought it back.
Yeah, they cleaned it up and everything. They got volunteers to come and tidy it up and make it so you could come and see it. Because otherwise you forget things. History kind of paves over stuff unless somehow or another the effort's made to preserve it.
Yeah, and when
And look at those old cars. Oh my goodness.
yeah, the Great
And that's
Race.
what they drove. They were tough people. In the old days, they were tough. 1950 to 1926. You see the different photos of what it was like on that road.
Now, when they combined concrete and asphalt, and made the freeways, and that was obviously a much better way of doing this.
Yes, and you can get a lot of dirt on the freeways. When we went to Palm Springs a couple weekends ago,
Sand.
remember the sand all over the off ramps because they're having a windstorm. So you get a lot of sand on the roads, and they even today, sand wins over.
So here we are. We're getting our driving now. We're going towards Yuma,
We're
and
going to the Imperial Sand Dunes
yes,
from the Plank Road, which is probably just about a 5-mile drive, 3-mile drive, something, not that long.
so on the left and right, we did this so you can see these gorgeous sand dunes on both sides, and you got dune buggies all over the place here.
Well, that's rather deserty there, isn't it? Look at that. I like the sand dunes. They were spectacular, and people off-road there all the time. Plus, they made a ton of movies in those sand dunes.
You're not kidding. They made a ton of movies. So
I'm
from
trying to think. I know the only one I can remember is Star Wars. Yes, that's where Jabba the Hutt had his canteen.
yes, it was actually Return of the Jedi in 1983, and the name of this planet was called Tatooine.
Easy for
And
you
that
to
was-
remember.
Yes, but also the movie Lawrence of Arabia, that also was made here. Now, they also did it in Arabia itself, but much of it was done right here in California, as was The Scorpion King and The Stargate and Tank Girl, Flight of the Phoenix, the remake, the 1965 and the 2004, that was supposed to be Africa, The Garden of Allah, Tobruk, that was about Africa in World War II, Spaceballs, this was also
Finally,
supposed
one
to
I recognize.
Into the Wild, Jarhead, which was a marine film, Jumanji, that was a comedy, The Sad Sack, that was with Jerry Lewis, The Getaway with Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger, Raiders of the Lost Ark was filmed here, Capricorn 1 was also, these are just some of the great pictures, so this goes way, way back, even in the biblical epics is here. And what's fantastic about this, if you come in the wintertime, the weather is just so perfect, and there's hotels nearby that you can go swimming and have fun. And there's even some springs nearby that are free that you can jump in and have some fun in the wintertime. So there you have it. And Brigitte and I, we were en route to see the Blue Angels because they winter here. So,
In the sand dunes?
well, they winter in
El Centro.
El Centro.
This here is a campground for off-roading, but when the camera will pan it, there may a bunch of people parked there, and this goes on for miles and miles and miles. You can hike over these hills. I don't know how easy it would be. It's only a few miles from the border, but I don't think I'd want to be hiking through those sand dunes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the campgrounds, all the off-roading stuff. So people have fun with their dirt bikes and their motorcycles and everything, their camping gear.
And they're people are so friendly. So if you just go up there and say, hey, I have a car, could you take me out for a little outing? I just want to get up there because it's a long way to walk. Most of these people are so friendly, they'll say yes. So
We'll leave you up there in the hills. Get rid of this tourist. Don't need him. I saw some lost tourist somewhere here on the hills. I don't know what happened to him.
it's way below sea level here.
Yes.
So that does amplify the heat a little bit. But it is really, 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 really fun.
Oh, there's my lost tourist. Look at him.
Yes, I wanted to climb up there.
Did you get to the top?
I did.
Yeah.
And
Took a while, didn't it?
all I could see was sand everywhere, but it's really nice.
And you lost your Aladdin lamp.
It's
so that
amazing.
wasn't no
I've
good.
lived in California most of my life, and I did not know this was the largest sand dune. So there you have it. On behalf of my lovely bride, Burgomeister, this is Action Jack saying we'll be back, and it'll be soon, and that's the name of that tune. If you like this video, please say you liked it, and also comment and share it and subscribe.